you, everybody, and thank you for being part of this. I mean, it's like you have no idea what it was like to start with 3 people in a garage and to end up with this. Holy shit, who knew? You know, I was not a good boy when I was young. I did a lot of drugs, sex, and rock and roll. So I did nothing that would make me think this is where I'd end up. But oh my God, am I grateful. I'm grateful for each and every one of you who come, and each and every one of you who do this, and each and every one of you for every fucking time you do a set of bars. Jesus, you change the world every time. And it's like, it's so amazing to watch the people change, to see the people change. And, you know, it's just, it's miraculous, and it's the joy of miracles that you experience personally, day by day. And the thing about the kids in that school, it was so cute, because we've had access going to several schools around the country. Not in the United States, but around the country. And it has, around the world, it has become something that people admire and receive and desire. And I hope it will be that way one day in the United States. And thank you all for being here.
So Gary, what is that like for you? I mean, you both really, to have started with a few people in your garage. Yeah, with nothing. And then millions of people have had their bars run. Thousands of people take an Access Bars class every month. This month is going to be a little higher than usual since we had several thousand yesterday.
Well, I mean, I think it's amazing because just the fact that, you know, it's like we started from nothing. I've done all kinds of television advertisements, not. I've done all kinds of radio advertisements, not. I've done, you know, I've put promotion out there in every magazine in the world, not. And it's like, and yet we're in 179 different countries. That speaks for you people as the individuals you are, which take it and expand it by the gift you give. You're the dandelions of consciousness. And you're a bunch of dandelions, I say.
Like a bedazzled lion.
Yes.
So good.
And you know, it's like, I just cannot believe it. You know, it's like, these kind of days are a little tough for me. I didn't want to come today because I was afraid I was going to cry, and I already have. So, you know, now it's over, not. And we'll see what happens from here.
Gary, so there's a tagline of Access Consciousness, which is empowering people to know that they know.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things that happened when I first started Access. I had been involved in a cult. And they said, you can't tell people that because they're not at that level yet. And I said, but they asked a direct question related to that. Why can't they know? Don't you think they probably know if they're asking a question that's that succinct? And they said, they can't know. I went, what? People do know. People do know. You know things all the time. You don't know why you know them. You don't know how you know them, but you just know them. And it's like, why wouldn't you validate that in people instead of trying to hold them down and keep them in a form, structure, significance? So that's how I came up with that, empowering people to know that they know. Because to me, that's the only thing that is valuable in the world, is getting people to recognize what they know. Because under those circumstances, they will change the world.
Wow.
That's what works.
I remember first reading that on the cover of my bars manual. I was like, I don't get that at all. Like, what does that mean? And also, there are so many brilliant, like those quotes that we were seeing before, all from the Access Bars manual.
Yeah.
And there's so much in there. And, you know, yesterday we had thousands of people take that class, receive that manual in so many different languages. And one of the beautiful, we call it the mantra of Access Consciousness, that all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
Yeah.
Can you guys talk about that as the target of Access and what that is?
It's my target for the world.
Where everything occurs with ease and joy and glory is
Even the bad parts.
What?
Even the bad parts
Yes.
happen with ease, joy, and glory.
glory is exuberant expression and abundance, which, is not a religious or spiritual concept, but the idea of the good, the bad, and the ugly occurring with ease, which means you navigate it with a sense of space. You can be present with it all and never have to contract. And once again, that seems so beyond reality for people. But if you use that mantra 10 times in the morning, 10 times in the evening, it starts to become your reality.
My oldest son was a drug addict, and he went out in his car. No, he was out in my car. And he had totaled 3 cars already. And he was out in my car. He was supposedly going to go get a pack of cigarettes and never came back. And so I knew he was doing drugs. And I went, Jesus Christ, what am I going to do? So I prayed. I went to a prayer, line and did prayers and all that kind of stuff. And then I went to bed and I couldn't sleep. So I started running. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me. And I fell asleep. Did I believe it? Fuck no. I knew he was going to total my car. So it's like, but every time I woke up, every time I heard a car door or anything, I'd wake up, I'd start saying it again. At about 6 o'clock in the morning, he returned. He walked in the door, I walked out, and I said, okay, so what's the story? He said, I need help. I want to go to a rehab place. He had never willingly gone to a rehab place before. And it was great, and he got sober. And he's been sober ever since. But it was his choice, not mine.
Yeah. And, so many of the things we talked about today is how undefinable a lot of this is. And Gary, you've said definition in itself is a limitation.
Definition by definition alone is limitation. Because as soon as you define something, nothing that's greater than that can come into your awareness. So it's like if you have this place where nothing is definable, nothing is confinable, it's like literally you can't stop what's going to be. You can only facilitate what will be. And that's, to me, the gift that each and every person on this planet truly is, and chooses not to be mostly.
Wow. So strangely, you do have a sort of definition of consciousness.
Yes.
You want to talk about that, what that is?
Consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. Now, the funny part about it is they have all of these churches that are now talking about consciousness. And so I've told people, yeah, go to them, find out what they know. And I said, and ask them what their definition of consciousness is. And they always go, you'll know it when you see it. What's your definition of consciousness? It's where you're more than just spiritual. Okay. That's not a definition. That's a not point of view. And you really want to function from the point of view of knowing what it is for you. And I know if I'm judging something, I'm not being conscious. I don't judge most things. I do have 1 or 2 things I judge. And 20 or 30 billion politicians. But other than that, I'm pretty much not judgmental. And I do have some positive judgments. This guy's really good at this. Is a positive judgment. What's he not good at? I don't know, because I don't want to see it. I just want to see that he's good. Why?
He wasn't pointing at me, by the way. Just to clarify.
When we're talking about good, I would never point at Dain. But talk about a boy who can be bad, oh yeah. And I admire that. So everything in life is a choice. And that's the thing I really would like the world to get. It's a choice. When you choose, you think about something, you choose it, you're going to actualize it. It will come to fruition. So if you say, my life sucks, it's going to suck. If you say, somebody's going to suck me, that's a different choice. But you got to see that what you say is what's going to actualize,
Where do I go from that to the next
Yeah.
question? I mean, really, come on.
He has such a way with words, this guy.
I know,
It's
it's
just,
so good.
Well,
Wow.
the one thing I always will do is be irreverent. I'm not going to be a reverent kind of guy. I'm not interested in, crossing myself or anything. I double cross myself. I don't cross myself. So, I'll get in my own way if I need to, but I'm always interested in what can we create? If all of us were creating at the ability we have, and I see a whole lot of you with great abilities doing, patty cake, baker's man as your life. And it's like, is this all you want to create? What if you stepped up to everything you're capable of? What would the world be like? What would the world look like? What could you change in the world? And the thing is, my point of view is, you throw a rock in a pond, it creates ripples, and they go out and out and out and out and out and out from that center where you threw that rock. You don't know what the ripple is in the universe from you doing bars for one person. It has an effect. I had a lady who called me and she said, okay, well, why didn't you tell me this stuff was this? And I said, what are you talking about? She said, well, it's like I did bars and I've done bars and I've done Access Now for a year. And it's like, and I went to my family reunion, and for the first time in my life, I had an hour-and-a-half conversation with my father. She was 63 years old. For the first time in our lives, we had a family thing where nobody got mad and left and nobody got in a fight. She said, I'm doing the work and they're getting better. I said, well, I guess you're a kingpin for possibility. You got to see the kingpin for possibility that you are. Because it's like you can do these things and all kinds of strange things happen as a result of it. I love it.